Number 10, it's going to be Angel Reese of the Chicago Sky when we look at these power forwards. Yeah, Angel Reese, some people love her, some people hate her. She's definitely uh, one of those trash talkers, obviously, one of those, Draymond Greens or Jalen Ramsey's, one of those players that you might just not like because it just sounds too cocky and too confident. And I mean, which athlete's not gonna be about their talents? So, Angel Reese, though, right now, a lot of emotion, right? A lot of plays with a lot of emotion, man. 23 years old, 1 year in the league. She got 3 years, $250,944 left on the contract. 30 games played, 31.6 minutes per game, 14.7 points, 1.5 steals, 3.7 assists, 12.6 rebounds, 75.6 free throw percentage, 45.8 field goal percentage. She did not go to playoffs. This is definitely a team that is not built for the playoffs yet. But yeah, she was an all-star, second in total rebounds, first in rebounds per game, and ninth in minutes per game. Overall, young career. She's still got some time. I think she could still be, still will be pretty decent of a player. Obviously, more in the paint type of player, not going to be drilling threes and whatnot. So overall, though, Angel Reese still got to give her credit. She's just extremely young and she has no playoff experience, so that kind of kills it. Nine. It's going to be Azura Stevens of the Los Angeles Sparks. Yeah, this is a veteran type player. Definitely has had a lot more experience than Angel Reese as of right now, so that's why she cracks at number nine higher. But also her stats are not lying, man. I mean, she had a really good season this year. When looking at it, she is 29 years old, 7 years in the league, 1 year, $195,000 left in the contract. She played 44 games, had 28.4 minutes per game, 12.8 points, 1.1 blocks, 1.2 steals, 2.1 assists, 8 rebounds, was a 79 free throw percentage, a 38.1 3-point percentage, and a 47.8 field goal percentage. Yeah, when looking at it, she didn't obviously get to go to the playoffs, but she had a pretty decent season all around. Second in games that she's played. She was also second in minutes. She was fifth in total rebounds, sixth in blocks, and eighth in rebounds per game. Overall, solid season. Definitely, the Sparks not being in the playoffs is very surprising. But also, looking at it, I'm sure they'll get back to a good place in their franchise. Zara Stevens definitely deserving of being here. Great. We're gonna have Natasha Howard of the Indiana Fever. Yeah, Natasha Howard, definitely a huge veteran presence who is still playing at a pretty high level, man. Overall, looking at Natasha Howard, 34 years old. She played 11 years in the league. She has 1 year, $214,466,000. 44 games played, 24.1 minutes per game, 11.4 points, 1.2 steals, 6.6 rebounds, 71.2 free throw percentage, 55.2 field goal percentage. She did win the 2025 Commissioner's Cup MVP. She was second in games played. She was ninth in offensive rebounds and third in field goal percentage. A huge thing that separates her. She did manage to be in playoff games. 8 games played in the playoffs. 24.4 points minutes per game. 9.4 points, 2 assists, 6.3 steals, 81.3 free throw percentage, 48.4 field goal percentage. Overall, Natasha Howard, while the stats don't look super gaudy, I do believe that she definitely was very impactful for this team. And obviously, it's Caitlin Clark is extremely happy to have a person like Natasha Howard who is definitely gifted at the power forward position. So number seven, at number seven, we got Alana Smith of the Minnesota Lynx. This is a Minnesota franchise that obviously has had, history, successful history, especially when bringing Maya Moore on board. I mean, 4 titles for this team. Alana Smith though, she is definitely deserving of being there. I wish she could be higher, but the numbers just on these power forward positions, like there are some really really good power forwards in this league. Alana Smith, unfortunately, just doesn't have enough of the offensive stats, but man, can she ball! And she is a great defender. So when looking at Alana Smith, 29 years old, 6 years in the league, 1 year, $150,000. 42 games played, 26 and a half minutes per game, 9.6 points, 1.9 blocks, 1.3 steals, 2.9 assists, 5.1 rebounds, 32.9 3-point percentage, 48.5 field goal percentage. In the playoffs, she played 6 games, 23.5 minutes per game, 6 points, 1.5 blocks, 1 steal, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 44.1 field goal percentage. And, well, she got herself Defensive Player of the Year. She was also all defensive first team. She was 10th in offensive rebounds. She was 10th in steals. She was third in blocks. She was third in blocks per game. Again, 1.9 blocks and 1.3 steals. That's nice. And then in the playoffs, you get 1.5 blocks and 1 steal. Also nice. So overall, if there's anything, obviously I would like to see her get a little bit more rebounds and hopefully her scoring a little bit higher. But overall, I mean, Alana Smith, for Defensive Player of the Year, this is a good place for her to be. I definitely believe she is a top 10 small power forward in the league. We got Gabby Williams of the Seattle Storm. Yeah, Gabby Williams definitely deserves to be here. 29 years old, 7 years of the league. She's got 1 year, $225,000 on her deal. Gabby Williams, 44 games that he played, 31.6 minutes per game, 11.6 points per game, 2.3 steals, 4.2 assists, 4.3 rebounds, 85.3 free throw percentage, 30.5 3-point percentage, and 42.2 field goal percentage. The 3 games played that she played in the playoffs against the Las Vegas Aces, she played 30.3 minutes. She had 9.3 points per game, or 9.7 points per game, excuse me, 1.3 steals, 2 assists, 3.3 rebounds, 48.1 field goal percentage. Yeah, when looking at it, I mean, Gabby Williams, veteran player, definitely. Seattle definitely has a pretty good power forward here. They got a couple of them, honestly, and yeah, Gabby Williams has been extremely productive. I mean, she was third in Defensive Player of the Year voting. She was an All Star. She was an All Defensive First Team, first in steals per game, eighth in minutes per game, and third in defensive win share. So, very impactful and very much needed for a Seattle team that obviously has gone through some decisions and some changes, obviously, with players leaving, superstars leaving, players retiring, legends, But it's good to see that Gabby Williams and the Seattle Storm, they got potential. 5, we got Brianna Jones of the Atlanta Dream. Yeah, when looking at Brianna Jones, huge impact with the New York Liberty, was a huge reason that they won the. I mean, there's many reasons they had a loaded lineup, but she was a big reason of them winning the title. So Brianna Jones comes to Atlanta, 1 year, $214,466, 29 years old, 8 years in the league, 44 games played. 12.8 points, 1.1 steals, 2.2 assists, 7.3 rebounds, 77.3 free throw percentage, 52.7 field goal percentage, and played 26.6 minutes. In the 3 games that she played in the playoffs, 10.7 points, 2 steals, 2.7 assists, 4.7 rebounds, 75 free throw percentage, 66.7 free goal percentage, and played 28.3 minutes. Yeah, she was an all-star. She was second in games, ninth in total rebounds, and ninth in field goal percentage. Overall, yeah, she's savvy. She's got a pretty decent amount of she's got an ability of scoring, but she's also able to make those tough plays, get those boards, and obviously go for some steals. So yeah, overall productive player, definitely deserving of being here. 4, Alyssa Thomas, Phoenix Mercury. Yeah, Alyssa Thomas, dude, she is a legend. A legend for sure. She has done so well for so many teams. Connecticut Sun, Phoenix Mercury. I mean, she's been all over the place and she has been extremely productive everywhere she's going. 33 years old, 11 years in the league, 1 year, $215,000. 39 games played, 31.3 minutes per game, 15.4 points, 1.6 steals, 9.2 assists, 8.8 rebounds, 53.2 field goal percentage. In the playoffs, the 11 games, which included obviously the finals, 36.7 minutes per game, 16.9 points, 1.7 steals, 8.8 assists, 9 rebounds, 50 field goal percentage. She was an all star. She was third in the MVP race. She was an all defensive and all WNBA first team. She was first in assists with 9.2, which is insane for a power forward. and she was seventh in total rebounds, with third in rebounds per game and sixth in steals per game. Yeah, Alyssa Thomas, huge portion of the success. The Mercury have a great lineup. They have a lot of great WNBA players here, especially from the countdown that I've had already. So, good for them. And yeah, Alyssa Thomas, man, she is balling. She is straight balling. When I tell you that the Seattle Storm are talented and they have the ability of, going far, I mean, I'm not lying, man, because it's the second power forward in the top 10 for the Seattle Storm with Naneka Ogwumike. Um, yeah, she's a future Hall of Famer, future WNBA Hall of Famer. She is insane in every aspect of her game, in terms of she's just a double double machine and she is almost unstoppable. But there's more to her than that. She's an all around player. When looking at it, she's 35 years old. She's been in the league for 13 years. Got 1 year, $195,000 in a contract. 44 games played, 30.9 minutes per game, 18.3 points, 1.1 steals, 2.3 assists, 7 rebounds. 82.2 free throw percentage, 36.7 3 point percentage, 51.9 field goal percentage. In the playoffs, 3 games, 31 minutes a game, 17 points, 2.7 assists, 9 rebounds, 90 free throw percentage, 54.5 3 point percentage, 42.9 field goal percentage. She was an all star. She was sixth in MVP voting. All WNBA second team, fifth in points, ninth in win shares, and ninth in points per game. Yep, she is very well deserving of this. She is also a double WNBA legend. She was part of the W25 and the 25-year anniversary, and yeah, she's insane. And I think we're spoiled of having players like this when they play for so long. We just in any sport, I feel like we get spoiled and we take it for granted until it's over and they're not playing anymore. I think she's one of them, honestly. Number two is Nafisa Collier from the Minnesota Lynx. She's close to just being number one at this position. Um, I'm biased at number one probably, but I'm gonna stick with my guns at number one. But number two, I mean Collier, man, what she's been able to do this year has been insane. And again, it just shows like how uh, just how great these women come from UConn and they just dominate the WNBA. I mean, honestly, when looking at Collier, 29 years old, 6 years in the league, 1 year, $214,284. 33 games played, 32.3 minutes per game. 22.9 points, 1.5 blocks, 1.6 steals, 3.2 assists, 7.3 rebounds, 90.6 free throw percentage, 40.3 3 point percentage, and a 53.1 field goal percentage. In the playoffs, 5 games played, 34.8 minutes, 20.6 points per game, 1 block, 1 steal, 2.4 assists, 6.8 rebounds, 71.4 free throw percentage, 53.8 field goal percentage. He was All Star MVP, All Defensive First Team, All WNBA First Team, second in MVP voting, fifth in blocks, seventh in points, seventh in field goal percentage, 10th in 3 point percentage, and third in free throw percentage. Yeah, honestly, just all around baller, great basketball player. Definitely someone that you want. And Minnesota, they have a baller here, man. So overall, I am shocked that they weren't able to make it all the way to the finals. Do I believe that's in the future? Yeah, I do. And especially if they have Collier, it's very much in the future. One, it's got to be Brandon Stewart of the New York Liberty. Um, First of all, she brought a title to New York. I believe they never won. So, her bringing a title, pretty huge. Definitely cements the legacy there. So, a good legacy score there, a legacy moment. Um, yeah, Brandon Stewart, man. When looking at Brandon Stewart, I mean, 31 games played, 31 years old, 9 years in the league. Sorry, 1 year, $208,400. 31 games played, 30.6 minutes, 18.3 points, 1.4 blocks, 1.4 steals, 3.5 assists, 6.5 rebounds, 83.7 free throw percentage, 46.1 field goal percentage. When looking at the playoffs, 3 games played, 31.7 minutes per game, 18 points, 1 block, 1.3 steals, 3 assists, 5.7 rebounds, 77.3 free throw percentage. 42.9 3-point percentage, 45.9 field goal percentage. All star, all defensive second team, ninth in the MVP race, eighth in points per game, sixth in blocks per game. Now, when looking at it, I feel like this is definitely a down year for her because she has dominated this league for sure, and she has definitely been one of the best players in the league for a while now. So overall, Brandon Stewart, regardless of that, I just feel like she is definitely the best at her position, hands down. I just think she's always sought after that Seattle Storm. New York Liberty wanted her. They wanted to pay her. They wanted to make sure she brought a title there. She knows how to win. She's a savvy vet. Her scoring is lethal, and I just feel like she has a lot to contribute to a team. And regardless of a down year, I think she's the best in her position, really.